One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family.
More. Ben was just asking, when are we doing that song? Soon now. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to SoulCall Sunday. My name is Lisa Ferrero. So happy to have you with us. Let's hear it for everybody who's live and in person. All right. Today is a very special Sunday. They all are, but we have our very own Reverend Christie Hardwick in the house here in Columbus, Ohio. So we are so thrilled to have her live and in person. And wherever you are joining us from, please say hello in the chat, and know that I can't type and say hello at the same time, but from my heart to yours and our heart to yours, wherever you're joining us from, welcome today. So the theme for this week is radical self-tenderness, and it's part of the theme for September, which is stepping in. And so as we move into, we're coming upon Rosh Hashanah, and I was talking with my friend Natalia yesterday about how much I'm trying to stay more in tune with nature and less off the calendar, off the clock. Do you mind closing that? Thanks. We're getting the cars as the cars rush by through the rain. Just following nature. And I like the idea of going within now with nature, because it is our nature. We're not separate. There's not like humans and nature. We are all one natural organism living on the same planet, and we have an effect on one another, and we have an effect on ourselves as we participate or not participate with things that are coming into play for us. So today we're going to examine that a little bit. Reverend Christie's going to take us through a process, and if you're around, maybe you're listening in your pajamas right now, but you feel like you could probably leave your house by 11 to get here by 11:30 for her workshop, do it. We've got snacks, we've got coffee if you need it, tea, anything like that, but there's going to be a book signing and a workshop of the Radical Self-Tenderness book that Reverend Christie's going to join us, is going to facilitate for us. But also, if you would like to join us online, like if you're joining us from Africa, as some of you are, you can get a link on the website to register, and it'll be a hybrid event, so you'll be able to tune in from wherever you are. So you're going to want to partake. Anytime Christie's doing something, you kind of want to be there. So be there. There's that. So we're going to start this morning. We're talking about going within to use what is around and available to us. We have Sifu Helen Yi with us this morning. He's going to take us through a process of Qi Gong, which is body, mind, spirit, like aligning all of these things together in our humanity, pulling the energy in, rejuvenating ourselves, and bringing it out into the world. So for those of you in the room, find a place where you can stand and participate with Qigong as we welcome Sifu Helen Yi. This is her intro music.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. The room is buzzing because we're just so happy and thrilled that Reverend Christie is here three-dimensionally in person. And I just want us to just absorb those positive emotions within us, feel it, experience all that joy that you can muster, putting out positive thoughts, creating that electric charge, allowing your emotions to put out that magnetic charge and meet in that electromagnetic field of Qi. So from here, bring your awareness inside. Get in touch with your breath. Breath is what connects us to life. Breathing in and breathing out fully. And from here, placing your palms in the battery center of your body, the lower dantian. Feel the connection. Bring your awareness here. The Qi goes where your awareness is. And now from here, release your hands down Opening the Laogong by bending the wrist slightly, connecting the Laogong with the earth yin energies, and like a magnet absorbing that energy into the Laogongs, deep into the shoulders. Feel it circulating into the central meridian channel, circulating throughout. From here, slowly float your arms up, the palms facing skyward, and feel your mind focusing and feeling the yang energy of sky, universal chi, directed into the byway. See that golden light of chi particles coming in to the central meridian channel, guiding it down, relaxing your elbows, bringing it in. Allow it to come into the bone marrow, into your bones and ligaments, muscles and joints. Feel it coming deep into the organs and the systems of the body. Feel it balancing the hormones, bringing in vitality, pushing out any stagnation, any blockages, pressing it down, utilizing your vision of the light coming in. And from here, taking a deep breath in, exhaling, continue to carry this feeling throughout the day. Thank you.
Just taking that beautiful feeling and getting into a comfortable meditation posture, wherever you are. I'm just going to take this into a meditation, allowing that to assimilate and incorporate like a soft rain. One, we got caught up in the
Oh,
chi.
you were doing the other one.
Yeah. Open wide my heart. Open wide my heart. Open wide my open wide my heart. Open wide my heart. Sing it if you know it. Open wide my heart. Open wide my heart. Open wide
Open wide my heart. Open wide my heart. My heart. My heart. My heart. My heart. In this moment, we open our hearts wide. Oh, infinite divine beloved, bless us that the wisdom of the soul may pour forth from every pore of our being. May every breath we take and exhale into the world in the form of a word be a blessing to all who cross our path. May we offer love, grace, peaceful poise in the face of every challenge. In the words of Paramahansa Yogananda, may all who cross my path catch a whiff of my divine joy. Fill me with the awakening, the awareness, the divine realization that I am one with everything. When this I shall die, then I will know who am I, says Paramahansa Yogananda. We are one with it all at all times. And when we feel separate from the infinite, the master teacher said, guess who moved? May we move closer and closer and recognize that we are the bubble, make us the sea. Listen, O drop. In the arms of the sea, be secure. May we be tender, radically tender with ourselves. In the nature of allowing, stepping into the silence and the stillness as we regrow from the roots outward to a new dawn, a new thought, a new spring of divine right consciousness with the fragrance of the holy, holy, holy sacred one. In your name, O infinite divine beloved, I pray, may my life be a song, and may that song be you. Om Shanti. Peace. Open wide my heart. Open wide my heart. Open wide my heart. Open wide.
bringing our consciousness back to the room. Let's hear it for Ben Maloney. So, talk about a divine blessing in song. We're so grateful to have you with us, Ben. Thanks for being here. So it is now my great honor to introduce one of my dear, dear friends. Just getting to serve with Christie over the years, doing inspiration weekends in different parts of the globe, mostly in Provincetown, that magical, mystical place. But it seems like wherever Christie ends up is a magical, mystical place. And those of you who have had the privilege of being in her writing classes, you know, Helen Yee has a book out that was inspired, it was sparked by the participation of Reverend Christie's class. So everywhere Christie goes, love grows where my Christie goes. That's like an old 60s song. And so I could go on and on, but I'd rather just turn it over and let you catch a whiff of this divine joy, my sacred friend. Please welcome Reverend Christie Hardwick.
Thank you. I first want to thank, Lisa for her vision, the vision that came through her and Erika Leckett that created this movement called SoulCall, and what it has given to me and to every person that I know that's been part of this movement for themselves, for their own soul. This has been very soul fulfilling for me to be part of this community. Even though I was across the country, I got to be part of it, and you kept me in your hearts, and you kept me engaged with you, and you engaged with me. So I want to first express great gratitude for that. Thank you. Radical. Never thought of myself as a radical. And that word radical, for me, always meant just one thing: extreme. And the one thing that I was extreme about early on in my life was my hair. So if you come from a culture like mine, that you may be raised by sisters and mothers and fathers who want you to look like the dominant culture. So my hair was kind of suppressed in submission. So it needed to be ironed, literally, with a hot comb that came in the fire and then pulled all the kink out, so it would be straight looking, and then pulled back on my head. And that's how I went to school, with a little bun. And one day I was like, I'm looking at these pictures, and it happened to be Angela Davis in the newspaper, right? She was a little bit in trouble. I didn't know about that, because I was 10 or 11. I didn't realize that she was doing her own, representing herself in a trial against, the United States, something big like this. But everybody was paying attention to this woman, and she had this big afro. I think, I like that. That looks like me. So I literally said to my sister, I said, Jackie, I really, really want my hair to look like that. She goes, you should have your hair the way you want it. So we went about washing my hair out, because that's all it takes. If you ever notice about people who might have straight looking hair that happen to have brown skin and they're wearing a bathing cap in the water, that's because they don't want to get it wet, because when you get it wet, right? So she got my hair wet, kinked it all up, and my natural hair just popped out, and I had an afro the size of this. And boy, was I happy. So I come strutting home, walk into the house, feeling a little bit like I have a little hitch in my hip now, so I'm really cool. Wanted some white boots, So I get into the house, and my mother is just, beside herself. She can't believe that I would do something so radical, so extreme, right? So that's the way I thought of that word all the time, radical and extreme. Even when I was in corporate, when I went to locks, because I went back and forth between the natural hair and the, things done to my hair with chemicals. And then one day I was like, I don't want chemicals on my head anymore, because I feel like they're probably going in my brain. It just was an idea I had. I don't know if it's true or not. But I decided I wasn't any more chemicals. So then I let my hair go natural like it is now. This is just what it does, okay? It locks, and it makes these wild things, but I kind of liked it. I said, this is like kind of wild tree. This is what trees do. They just grow, and whatever shape they make, they do that. So in corporate, though, I was in high tech in Silicon Valley. Most people, again, complied. When I first got my first job, I walked into a room, and literally every person was wearing gray or blue. Every person, not exaggerating. I come in with, fuchsia at that time. You walk in and it's like, I'm literally popping out. You know? And someone kindly pulled me aside and said, you may want to just tone that down a little bit. So imagine when I started to paint my toes with and put little diamonds on them and had my hair like this, how that was received. But I did that after becoming a vice president because I just said, I'm not complying anymore. I've given you all the best of me. I've shown you what I'm capable of. This girl's coming out, literally. So went extreme with my hair again, you know, and had a lot of fun with that. The other things that I think about when I think about radical with the extremes are some of the things I tried to do in my life in order to release some of the tensions and sorrows and, you know, kind of knots that were wrapped up in me. So you'd probably consider it a little bit extreme and maybe a little radical to walk fire. And I needed to do that. I needed to prove to myself I could do that. So I went to this big workshop and they literally light fires in the beginning of the day, and you look at the fires and there's tons of logs, you know, about this high, and they're burning down to become coals. It takes all day. So they're preparing you all day for this idea. So you know it's real because you just saw it. You come out there and there's probably, 15 fires like that. And you get in your line and you're all prepared and people are watching your face and making sure you're ready. They've prepared you with a move, they've prepared you with a mantra, they've prepared you with all this stuff. So you stand at the edge of the walk and it's about 30 feet and they say, are you ready? And you do your little power move and you start walking. And I did. I walked across those hot coals and 1 second I noticed the moon. And that took me literally out of the state of concentration and I felt the heat. And then they were gonna pull you off because they have people walking on each side of you to be safe because they'll pull you right off. If they see that you get out of state, then they'll pull you off. But I immediately went right back in for myself. I came off, and the reason I knew it was real was because there was one burn on my foot because one little tiny coal, you know, touched it when I was recognizing that that was there. So it was fascinating to me that this could happen. But I did it, so I know it actually happened. And it was in order to release the idea that I was not empowered to live into the divine idea, that I was empowered, that, you know, my mind actually had some license. My mind actually was creative. My mind actually could make a difference in my life. So it was an extreme way to prove that to myself. Don't recommend that you go burning wood and doing that, but it was a great experience. And one other thing that I experienced, again, trying to work through some things and release in my life, and if you read the book, you'll see some of the things I was working through, releasing. But there was an opportunity to go with some circus people and climb up a pole that's probably maybe 100 feet off the ground and get on a platform and then catch a trapeze, which I thought at that moment was a really good idea. Yeah. So I was going to do this, and then you're working on something. You're saying, I'm releasing this idea of not enoughness. I'm releasing whatever the thing is you're doing. It's a big thing you're going to do. So I get up to the top. I'm all good. You know, I'm up at the top. I'm standing on this little pole first, and then they tell me to step onto the platform. What they don't mention is that the platform sways. Okay, so I thought I'd be on a solid platform. I could do this, and then the thing would come, and I would grab it and just go off on my way. Right. So it's swaying. So I'm like, I'm not in anymore. I'm out. Get me off this thing, you know. And so I'm holding on to the platform like this, with the ropes on either side. I will not let go. They keep swinging the thing towards me. I will not let go. No, 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 no. And then I got a corner of my eye. I see people scurrying up. So these people are so agile and amazing. 2 of them coming up either side of the pole, scurrying up to come up to where I am. They get behind me, the thing swings forward me, and they push me off. They literally, from behind me, push me off. So my hands are released, and all I can do is grab the thing. So I grab the thing, screaming the entire time, literally letting out a blood-curdling scream the whole time. The velocity of your body is something I had no idea, how much that would feel as I'm going across. So I'm going across screaming, I want to get off! You know, screaming. Of course they say, just let go. So I let go and, bounce into the net, because of course there's a net at the end. So that was, pretty extreme thing to do, again, to see if I can release some things. And that's the way, for most of my life, I thought about the idea of radical, something extreme. Then this concept came to me. One day I woke up and these words, tenderness terrifies me. I thought, what? Well, that's a strange thought to have. I just kind of put it away. It came again, and it came again, and it came again. So I wrote it down. Okay, I'm writing it down. All right, what? I'm writing it down. And as I breathed into it, I recognized there were some places, some closed parts of my heart, some woundedness that was terrified of being revealed, that was terrified of being felt, that was terrified of being tenderly tended to. So it became not so much extreme as the other way you look at radical. Radical is about thorough. It's about complete. It's about far-reaching, transformational, far-reaching completeness and thoroughness. So there was something I needed to complete about this. It wasn't about being extreme. It was about being thorough and complete. So I was going to do the work to say, okay, let me look at this. What is this thing? What is this fear? What is this terror? What could it be? I want to be radical about looking at it. And that's why that book I just wrote got called Radical Self-Tenderness, because I wanted it to be complete and thorough and far-reaching, what I did with it. So this self-tenderness came from this idea of tenderness terrifying. And if something is terrifying to you or scary or doesn't feel like it's possible for you, a lot of times what we'll do is like what I did, walk a fire, climb a pole, swing on a thing, do anything outside of ourselves to see if we can do something about it. I know that I had done those things. I clearly had done those things, and the therapy and the stuff and any kind of external help that I could possibly get. So eventually I needed to turn inside on this one, right? I said, okay, yourself is where you need to tend. That inner part of you that's still feeling afraid of something, you need to tend to that. You need to tend to it thoroughly. The self needed my tenderness. That was why the words tenderness terrifies me came up, because I was terrified at some level of fully and totally surrendering to tenderness toward myself. And it was letting me know that if I didn't do that, because I kept, speaking to spirit about wanting a full life, being full out, being open-hearted, letting everything come through me. And it said, yes, and then you're going to need to clear your heart of the places you're holding back on yourself. Because the places you're holding back on yourself are still closed places. They're still not allowing the fullness of you to come through. Because if you're holding back on yourself, you're holding back, period. We think somehow we can hold back on ourselves and still let everything flow for everyone else. The heart is one. It's one beating. It's one beating with the whole. And everything we do for ourselves matters to the whole. So the self becomes the place of contemplation. It becomes the place where we start. It becomes the place where we do the work. And we get so many different messages in the world about maybe it's selfishness, right? Maybe it's just, what do they call it, navel gazing? It's all very negative connotations towards anyone who meditates or focuses inward on themselves. Because the world's messages have a lot to do with external achievement, external fixing. Go help someone else, go fix something else, go change the world. But not giving the attention to the self. And yes, it's an and. It's not the tyranny of the or. Either I help myself or I help other people. It's and. I help myself. I take care of myself and I help other people. And what it turns out is that the more that I do for the self, the more that I'm able to give and be and have toward the world. And we hear this over and over and over, but it can't be said enough, because the first person we turn away from is ourselves. And sometimes the last person we serve is ourselves. because we have gotten some messages somewhere in our family of origin, somewhere in a religion, somewhere in something that said, don't pay too much attention to yourself. And in my book, you'll read a line that says, pay radical attention to yourself. Be, selfish in looking at and paying attention to your heart's condition. Your heart's condition matters to the whole. There's a wonderful teacher, Dr. David Hawkins, and he studies nothing but consciousness. That's what he does. He's written like 7 or 10 books or something about the idea of consciousness. He's a scientist, so from experiments to a psychological study to every kind of way he can look at how consciousness works. And he had this particular thing to say. And can I have that quote and my glasses so I can make sure that I can read the quote? I said, is it okay if I move closer? Yes, you can. Tenderly. In this interconnected universe, so that's the first thing, right? Interconnected. We are one. Remember, even science can't find where there's any disconnection. It's all connected. Every improvement we make in our private world improves the world for everyone. This is after study, and that's all he studied, is consciousness. Every improvement we make in our private world improves the world for everyone. We all float on the collective level of consciousness of humankind. We all float. We share the ether. We share consciousness. We share the same air. We know that all the people who are joining us from wherever they are in the world or in the country are sharing the same air. They're breathing the same air. We're in the same atmosphere. We're on the same planet. We're in the same universe. We're all here together. We float in a collective level of consciousness. You notice how when there's an idea that's brewing or something's happening, how it just pops up everywhere, right? It's because we're all in the same mind, a greater, larger, universal mind. We float on a collective level of consciousness so that any increment we add comes back to us. We've heard this so much in different words. What you give, you receive. Karma, boomerang effect, all those ideas. It's universal law. This is how it works. Because we are all connected, because everything we do matters to the whole. We learn the truth of this by what comes back into our life. What we vibrate at returns to us. Some people love to say, your tribe matches your vibe. The things that you pull into your life match your vibration. We all add to our common buoyancy. I love that idea. By our efforts to benefit life. Sometimes we think about benefiting life as, again, external. I'm going to go and help these people. I'm going to go do these things. I'm going to benefit life. Life is you. You are it. You are an expression of the one life. You can't be separated from it. Therefore, what you do on your behalf is for life. It's for giving to the whole. The buoyancy, I love that idea. The more we're tender, the more we care for, the more loving care we give to ourselves as an aspect, an expression of life itself. Life itself benefits from that. Breathe that in for just a second. See if you can receive the idea of when I give love and tender care and tenderness toward myself, I am giving tenderness to life. I am life. I am the thing itself in an individualized expression that only I can express. We benefit life. Being radically self-tender, as strange or as wonderful as it may sound, is absolutely worth your time to explore because the world needs it as us. Can you imagine a few places where tenderness can be applied? I know I can. Everything you do, from how you sip your tea, to how you wash your face, to how you tend to another person, to how you tend to your garden, to the words you wake up with in the morning. All of it is part of contributing to life itself. And in each moment, we can make our expression and our giving and our vibration something new. I welcome that in myself, and I welcome that in you. Namaste.
I need to grab one of those books so you can see it. Let's hear it once again, Reverend Christie Hardwick. Thank you so much. What a concept. Here it is. Radical Self-Tenderness. Aiden beat me to it, but for everyone in the room. And the workshop starts today at 11:30 right here at American Institute of Alternative Medicine, 6685 Doubletree Avenue. Don't ask me the zip code, but you know, we're right by the Budweiser plant. Some of you probably know where that is from your high school days. Everybody, all of you who are laughing, I'm thinking. So let's take that message in again, just the beautiful radical self-tenderness message, starting with ourselves and recognizing that I love that David Hawkins quote, we're all connected. So let's go into it, just feel the oneness of this song. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a song called Everything is Holy Now. When I was a girl each week, Sunday I would go to church, listen to the preacher preach. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad. The miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Everything is holy now. 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 And wine from water is not so small. An even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. And so the challenging thing becomes is not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It used to be a world out there,
heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Sing everything. Everything is holy now. Everything's holy. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Yes. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy. Everything is holy now. 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 From your whole heart and soul. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy. Everything is holy now. 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 Everything is holy now.
Thank you so much. Once again, thank you to Ben. Thank you to Reverend Christie. The book, if you're not here in person, you can get it on Amazon, Radical Self-Tenderness. You can also get it on Amazon, and you can get it on Amazon. Radical Self-Tenderness. Now your friends are here in person. Once again, at 11:30, we've got a bunch of them in the back of the room for all of us here. 11:30, you can live stream in if you're not able to join us in person. Go to SoulCallGlobal.org. And there is a Zoom link to register for the real link. Zoom being connected to the real link, and you can join us in a hybrid event. You're not going to want to miss it. Those of you who are in need of prayer, I ask you to please don't consider yourself alone. Consider yourself as one of the family here. And prayers at SoulCallGlobal.org. And again, our prayer team is connected to our healing team, and we send remote healing out wherever you are, that you are not out of the far reaches of our heart and energy. And so you cannot hide. You can run, but you cannot hide. We'll find you and send you some love. So please partake of that opportunity. I want to thank everyone who has just been, several of you have recently put us onto an automatic payment plan for our Sundays. And I just want to say thank you so much, because it helps us to budget. It helps us to grow. Ben asked a question like, when are we going to do that song? As soon as we can get a bass and a drummer. Your contributions help us to lift the vibration through music. So I want to say thank you from my heart to yours. It also helped us to offer 65 families lots and lots of food during our last fund drive. And so all of the things that we get to do for the community, creating a conscious global community, starts with the donations and your contributions. So I say thank you. It allows us to do the thing, helping each other out. Changing one piece of consciousness, one human being at a time, does change the world. So you make a difference. We've got our Jazz Up the Holidays event. There's nothing about it anywhere yet, but mark your calendars for November 30th. Jazz Up the Holidays. I believe we're going to have it live streamed for those of you. It'll be a hybrid event, but in person. And we're going to start collecting contributions for that too. The idea is to donate musical instruments, and art supplies to shelters where there are children and women. We used to do gift cards and things like that, but we're going to shift it a little bit. And then our SoulCall Santa is going to get the lists of what these children want and drop it off. And so that's a tall. We do. If you haven't noticed, we do things on a. If we're going to do it, we go big or we go home. So we're going big again this year. We're into our third year, and it's been really successful. So I want to thank you for that too. So give generously. You can write it all off as 501c3. Coming up on The third Wednesday of every month, we do live kirtan chanting meditation at the Dempsey Event Center. This Wednesday, I'll be doing it live at the Dempsey Event Center again, just because I'm going to be out there. So if you're around, come on out from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Dempsey Event Center, 123 Heights Road, meditation and sacred chanting. And wow, we kind of raised the roof off of that place last week. But how many of you were there? A lot of you were there. It was amazing. And we're just kind of scratching the surface of what's coming for that. So yeah, come and get boil in the pot with us, like the chickpeas, Rumi says. You know, get juiced on that opportunity. Radical Self-Tenderness is today, and Aiden, what am I forgetting? I always think I'm forgetting something. The Holy Science, if you've already signed up, you're in the class. We're going deep in that one, believe me. Yeah, so then that opportunity will come around again. With a yuga, 12,000 more years, I'll offer it again. So those are in the class, what I'm talking about. I want to say thank you so much for being with us today. We're going to sing a song, Nothing Can Dim. What did I forget?
Circle of Love.
Circle of Love, thank you.
Yes.
My friends right here in the front row, Circle of Love Gathering is coming to Columbus, Ohio, live at the Dempsey the weekend of the 14th through the 16th. Registration is now open. It starts Friday evening. It's all day Saturday with 2 meals provided. And then Sunday, we're going to do SoulCall Sunday from the sanctuary space of the Dempsey Event Center. It's going to be amazing. Jack Fowler will be here, Natalia Zuckerman, David Leonard, Jesse Powers, the Mandala, Helen Yee will be there doing Qigong. It's going to be talking about going within and nourishing. It's everything you'll need to get jump started from your heart. Wasn't that a song? Jump start my heart. Is that Natalie Cole? Lift me up. Everything is a song. It's all been done before. Something but mirrors. We're toying with the idea of what we like. It's mostly going to be a hybrid event. I was talking with David Leonard. So if you would like to join us, I know we've got Luke and Terry and Joy and people around the country who would like to be part of that. We're going to have some of those live streamed so that you can. Some of the movement exercise you probably won't be able to do, but half of that event will be available on a hybrid. We haven't updated the website with that yet. Kathy Roush is somewhere going, it is? It just happened late last night. Came to me in a dream. No, so we're gonna offer that opportunity, so be on the lookout if you really wanted to be there, but you don't live here and you can't get here. But if you can get here, there's a wonderful place. We have accommodations for you. We've thought of everything we could think of to make it one fantastic opportunity for you to go deep and be nourished. Just giving you many opportunities to go deep, deep, deep with nature as nature starts to go within through the winter, and then to come out next spring as a whole new world. It's just, join us if you would. We get very excited about this. What else did I forget, Janice? Anything else? Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to sing our song called Nothing Can Dim This Light That Shines From Within. So sing it with us. You can stand up and clap and move and have your beat. 1, 2. Nothing can dim this light that shines from within. Nothing can dim this light that shines from within. Nothing can dim this light that shines from within. Light that shines from within. person. And remember, wherever you are, whatever you're going through on the planet, remember that. Say it with me. You are loved. Peace and blessings.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.